For me personally, I haven't done anything other than practice mode, and then I queue up for matches in practice mode, and then I did a world tour just to unlock costumes. But honestly, it feels like they kind of knocked it out of the park, because it's just like, dude, with Street Fighter V's launch and compared to Street Fighter 6's launch, it's just like this difference is night and day. It feels like they almost redeemed themselves with Street Fighter 6. It's just like online is good. Net play is good. It's just like so many things that you want in a fighting game and then some, right? It's like even Obama yesterday was having avatar battles,
ridiculous, by the way. seeing like Jamaican Kimbo Slice versus Hulk Hogan with Zangief moves and stuff.
Dude, it's like
ridiculous.
DJ's Drive Rush in with like an SPD from full screen. It's so crazy. There's so many funny clips like that. But yeah, I think
Aris wouldn't even know what that's about.
Because I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but let me tell you something else. So remember a minute ago when I said, "Oh, where are you coming from when you say that?" And you're saying, "Oh, good shit to Capcom for not making us do the world tour mode. It's sick that you don't have to, right?" I had an experience in Street Fighter 6 that I found to be peculiar. I wanted the classic costumes, and I didn't want to do the world tour mode. And I was told that you could buy them with real money. And the result of finding that information out was I praised them the way Rickstah just praised them. And I said, "Oh, good shit. Thanks, Capcom, for letting me buy them." So I'm just saying, it's hard to lose it's easy to lose focus on what you're talking about. Thanks, Capcom, for letting me buy them. He just said, "Thanks, Capcom, for not making me do this mode that took hundreds and hundreds of hours to develop." Those hours could have been put into making sure the game works better or has more in it as a fighting game, right? In fear of having a Street Fighter V like launch, as he mentioned, all grayed out, no modes, right? They were spooked. So they added a Yakuza game in it.
Pretty much.
They had to. There's no way they could come back and do the same shit and have people think like, "Oh, this is gonna go well again." They saw what happened to Street Fighter V.
Did you know that the Monster Hunter World dev said on camera that the World Tour mode in Street Fighter is bigger than any Monster Hunter game ever?
Really?
He said that.
That doesn't know that.
Of effort went into Street Fighter's World Tour mode. I mean, I'm not saying it was good or bad. It seems to be good. You guys would know better than me.
I didn't even touch it. Yeah, all I've done is online practice mode and combo trials and tutorials.
So Obama was doing, like Mike was talking about Obama, he was doing the Battle Hub thing where people can have their own avatars fight each other.
It's like a create a character, basically. Yeah, so you make your own Seth or something.
And see, in that when I was watching that, I was thinking to myself, a lot of these guys might not be tournament players. They just might really love, like creating characters and doing dumb shit like that and showing it off. And it's like it exists in that game, the same game where you can just go into practice mode and get ranked immediately without even having to see that. And so like all that just in my I'm so scarred from Strive having to log in. Just every time you enter, you press start just to get into the game. You have to log into a goddamn server that you might not ever log into.
Yeah,
like that shit. It was scarring me for life. So the fact that I don't even have to go online to play Street Fighter 6 in order to just go to practice mode is sick.
Agreed. Yeah, and Strive lobbies are so ass, and they only became worse over time. It's just like, what?
Geez.
Yeah, Strive is unplayable because of those stupid lobbies. But yeah, personally for me, if you're like somebody that's into the gameplay aspect, you're trying to get better at the game, learn more about the game, I never leave practice room. It's like every time I have a question about something, I'm in practice room, practice mode, and then I'm just queuing up for matches in there, and it's super quick too. So it's just like it's insane, man. Like
the little frame meter at the bottom. I don't know if they're the only or if they're the first fighting game to do that, but like the way they did it, it's like that makes sense. It's visually like. That's like the best way to teach a fighting game in a frame by frame.
Information is being shown in the same thing. There aren't separate things, it's really impressive.
They also have, when you're in a lobby together with somebody, right? You could turn on attack data, command history for each side for players, and you could turn on frame data while you're watching too. It's just like that for me is just like, as a player, like someone that wants to get better at the game or something, it's just like, that's phenomenal. It's like, it really seems like they set a new bar with Street Fighter 6. And yeah, I think everybody else should follow suit.
Let's not go and it's not perfect. The input command display, dude, that shit is
that's old
repulsive and impossible to read. It might as well not even give you info. It's so stupid.
Don't a bunch of games use that same format?
Top to down,
has been using that forever.
Yeah,
it's like they've never changed from that. Like
it doesn't. It's no good to me.
No,
it occupies a lot of the screen for how little it's usable. You know, like it's like a quarter of the screen almost, but it's so hard to read. Yeah. Especially, it doesn't show enough inputs to me. Like the whole command occurs, and then can you scroll? No, right?
No, once it's off the screen, it's gone. Yeah.
So if you do like a double half circle or something, it's like it's gone. There's no way.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But for the most part, I'm pretty damn impressed with the user experience for someone who just wants to go to practice mode and online. Maybe the best I've ever heard of.
Right.
Like way beyond anything I've ever heard of. It's so immediately streamlined, and that's sick. I'm super impressed with that.